6. One last ride. The vision was unmistakable within my dormant psyche, a shadow standing motionless above me, intently watching as I slept. Yet with opened eyes, I was alone. Disoriented, I rose, standing tall with the Toronto skyline in an attempt to regain my grip with my position high above the traffic 13 floors below. I had been so certain that she had returned. I wanted everything and anything. Life, love, but seemed destined to be conflicted with so much more. The Chelsea was giving me vibes of an unforgiving nature, as if suddenly struck by the realization of my own hypocrisy. What was I doing anyways? I claimed expansion, but I'm stagnant. Everything's fading beyond all recognition. The world and all her corrosions has stolen my sense of reality. But it's not the world. It's the viruses plaguing her. I can't take these drools anymore. Please, God, won't someone flush them all away? I need peace, not another romp in this slop of wasteful indulgences. She stood there silently, with every glance healing my soul. Determined not to speak, she let herself in, and came to me as we congregated on the balcony in reminiscence of our last encounter.
I've missed you.
Shh.
Somehow, I knew we would meet again. I knew you had to feel it too.
I do. Shh. I do.
The day drifted into nothingness. I was caught in an embrace of purity. I told her everything, my life, my loves, everything that filled my head. But I couldn't help thinking that there was something else that I was missing.
Andrea, why did you leave me?
I had to.
Her look silenced my questions.
Sometimes the hardest hardships grant us the greatest opportunity for growth. It allows us to come to grips with the underlying beauty that we must never stop searching.
I held my grip on beauty, and I wasn't about to let go. Not this time. The love that I felt was divine. It was an electric flow of cosmic energy that streamed through my veins, connecting me to this entire existence, engulfing me in the waves of this universe. There were no more tomorrows, only a never-ending flow. And as I submitted to its pulse seamlessly, I drifted back into it. The sudden cry of a horn woke me with returned anxiety. I was once again confronted by the nothingness of another Toronto night. Seeking refuge in memory, I ran to the door, then to the hall, paced furiously in the elevator, until I exploded through the lobby, screaming demands at the bewildered clerks. They simply stared in awe as I ran without shoes or shirt through the crowded streets in my hopeless search for what I once had. My return was one of shame, head lowered and feet bloody, tracking through the crowded lobby of questioning business and tourist machines. In a word, beaten. Slowly, I entered the elevator and climbed back to my hideaway, wounded, as if struck down by fate's hand once again. I will be forever fueled by the memories of all that has been stolen from me, but not only me, you, dear reader, you as well. For everything that I have lost, they have already taken from you, and for what? A routine? So we can be trained like rats, running through our well-constructed mazes. We must ask how much longer we can allow these bandits to profit off the usury of the free world. Even if the last remaining right has been written in blood, freedom for consumerism, no trade backs. Caught within these lost ideals, something I could only appreciate as a younger man, my mind was inflamed with creativity. Perhaps my next book would be a sort of peace building for dummies, I thought, or even a presidential manual. Something so unbelievably innate that it would be perfect for this world to consume. I could already see it, my first bestseller. I was beyond myself. I felt for the first time like I truly understood. I was a messenger, or at the very least, I could be. The ripple had to begin from at least one first drop, even if that from a tear. I woke in the afternoon to the constant noise of the Toronto rat race. Who was winning today, I thought, left in a state of déjà vu, as every morning seemed to have the exact same feeling, as if something wasn't right. I decided to take a day trip to Guelph, Ontario, fueled by past memories and the fact that it had been years since I had returned to my old stomping ground. I felt as if a return would renew some sense of the familiar into this confused world of mine. The bus dropped me at the Guelph University Centre, where I was hit instantly with a barrage of the past. I became overrun with lost memories. 4 years of this very site every day, and here I was, as if reborn. I felt as if there was something so passé about it all, something that I thought once existed, but has since been reduced to memory, if ever really there. The high that I felt on campus when still a youth, still with that potential, that feeling of hope, something that felt right about my existence, lost for this uncertainty. Walking down Weingard Walk, I was caught within the same wind tunnel that used to freeze me on the regular morn during those frozen walks to class as the winter winds came whipping across Johnson Green. My thoughts raced with these memories, the faces, and all those forgotten names. Where were all these women now? What's happened since we touched each other's life? That connection that was so close, now almost forgotten. Gone. After a few wondering minutes, though, my curiosity was fulfilled, and my emotions began to shift with the changing autumn winds. What was I doing anyways? I was a simple trespasser. Alone in my intentions, I decided to go back to my student house on Queen Street, still seeking a taste of the familiar. Monotonously head way back, not allowing the sky to escape my sights, I walked. I became lost. Everything was so familiar, as if it was a return to the everyday, as if this was where I still belonged, as if this was real. But whose universe was it? My walk downtown was one that became reliant of the great slope of Gordon Street, as I allowed the consistency of gravity to pull me towards my old house, easing my mind as I slipped back into an old routine. I marveled at the leaves. It was surely the last week of their lives, but with it came the magic of the changing seasons. They were so vibrant in their last artistic display of life, screaming to all that passed that they were to hear, completing the circle. Still, my mind wouldn't rest. Walking, ever walking, and there I was, parallel to the mighty Speed River, which remained stagnant, staring into the cloudy water, as it displayed a different reflection, one that couldn't lie, one that I hadn't seen before. There was a man with a beard that would never fully finish, with hair skewed in all directions and eyes that contained the essence of life, but remained unfixed. Who was this man? My march continued, and the unforeseen man vanished into the everyday. My pace slowed, struggling up the hill of Queen Street, as I passed the two glutton doll houses on the right, until finally reaching the third last house on the left, still standing as if nothing had happened, as if time was insignificant. Her high peaks still defining the heavens, her Victorian grace still potent, as if nothing had changed. I sat on the steps, unsure of what to do next, either weep for the future or for the past. My heart ached. I was still yearning for some sort of finality to this soul parade, but I had no answers. I was home on the steps of someone else's residence. It was the house where 3 of my years had been spent. It had become my home and the setting of some of my life's most precious moments. But now I was a stranger. I tried to meditate, to suck, no, consume the aura of that wonderful Victorian structure, but my mind wouldn't idle.
How long can this ride really last?
With no answers to be had, I caught a ride on the last breeze of summer, as a gust of warmth sent me spiraling upwards towards the never-ending sky of emotion. I could see everything together as one, true, pure, and with it, I allowed myself to let it all go, if for only one last ride.